want us to prove to you that the Earth is flat?
Look, bring whatever you have to me, and I will shit on it. Right?
So
Because none of the people in here are the scientists. They're not the quantum physicists. They're not the astrophysicists. They're not the astronauts. They are in Plato's cave, just like the flat earthers. But they will make out that the flat earthers have no brains, they have no logic, common sense, rationality, and that is what's going on in. So I'm here to show you that that is not a fact, that people do have rationality, they have been to school, they do have Google, and stick this so far in the orifice that you never come back from it. And you're racist, and you're insulting, and you've insulted us long enough.
24 hours, and it took barely 24 hours for the good old Merle to reappear, for Merle to descend to his moronic level that he was previously. Well done, mate.
Well then,
look, I'm just laughing, but listen,
you say you have
it's all good. It's all good.
Mel,
give us some evidence, please.
Terminal velocity.
Mel, can you hear me?
I can hear you, mate.
We do have the son of an astronaut in here.
Funny how he's muted, eh?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
He's not muted.
Right. Well, he might not be here right now.
He's here. He's here. He's cringing.
Merle, what do you think when all the astrophysicists and your quantum scientists and others agree with us and not with you?
That's to be expected.
Yeah? Why?
Yeah. Because they have the evidence. Yeah.
No.
So no.
No.
But they're all wrong.
Do you want me to let you know what's up? Do you want me to let you know what? Because Demok knows what's up.
Oh god damn it! Not.
You know what happens.
Dimong has no idea what's up.
No, he does know what's up. You know what happens?
I guess he doesn't even know his own name.
You are.
Listen.
If that's possible. I don't think that's possible, but Demok is dumber than you are.
What happens is the police will arrive at your door. They'll take your children away. You'll get put in a straitjacket because you can't question the company line. And what
independent science?
What are you talking about?
What the real? We've witnessed it.
But one question: there are thousands of independent scientists which have a degree but don't work for a company or anything. Why hasn't anyone discovered that it's flat yet? Like, oh my God, this is impossible on the globe. Why does it happen? Why has no one said it? Like, no one of these thousands of scientists.
Why do you think?
Because it's a globe.
Because they're
Could there be
retarded,
other
they're
reasons?
ignoring common sense.
Of course there could be other reasons. There's no definitive proof. But it's nearly impossible for many thousands of scientists to do experiments the whole time and still believe that it's a globe, even though it's flat.
Experiments
Have you ever
on
seen
what?
So I was going to ask Denmark. Have you ever seen the video where Mark Zuckerberg asked the scientists on ISS what science they're doing? Do you know what they do? They spin upside down.
That's fun.
Right. Is that science?
There's
They
a
do
list
science
of,
up there.
discoveries that they've made at the ISS on cancer cures.
Okay. Listen. Human ingenuity is a whole nother subject. LARPing in a fake ISS simulator VR system, which is what you're believing in, is another thing.
Distance to the ISS from ground.
Okay. And so you've got 17,000 miles an hour orbit in a tin can.
Measured.
Good luck with that.
Measured.
We have
I think it was thin, yes.
Tin can. David Bowie saying, "Here I'm sitting in a tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do." Right,
Well,
that was a
ISS is not a
hit.
tin can. It has several layers on it, including a Kevlar layer to stop micrometeors from penetrating
into the ISS. It's
Doesn't
not a
sting
tin
well.
can, you idiot.
Okay,
It's a
wait,
language.
Merlin,
It's a
Merlin.
language argument done by sentient beings LARPing that they know what's going on.
Merlin, one question. Merlin, we have measured the distance to the object which looks like the ISS and moves at the same speed as the ISS and is as big as the ISS. What object is it?
And things attached to the ISS and removed from the ISS.
Yeah, of course, the Dragon capsule, for example. They took a photograph without it, and then a few weeks later, they filmed the launch of the Dragon capsule and filmed the ISS with the capsule docked to it again. What is it? Explain it to me, Merlin, please.
What is what?
This object, which is at the same height of the ISS, which looks like the ISS, behaves like the ISS, and moves like the ISS, and has the same size as the ISS. Which object is it if it's not the ISS? Because we know it's a solid object up there.
There's no footage of it being built anywhere.
What?
That's not his question.
That's not the question.
Actually, that's a
Answer
load
me.
of shit. No, there is actually footage of that.
First of all, there is footage, but answer my question, Merlin. Answer my question. I don't care how it was built.
He has
We
no
know
answer.
the thing is up there,
He
which
knows
looks
it
like the
up there.
ISS, behaves like the ISS.
Listen, I've got answers, but you're not going to like them.
Okay, tell me.
Try and do some.
They aren't any good.
Give me evidence. I can give you evidence for my claims.
No, you all you can do is post me links.
And you do then.
All you can do is post me images from space.
Oh, yeah.
All you can do is speak a bunch of words.
I've put
I've got you. I'm fine.
Conclusive evidence.
My muscles and my nervous system isn't even twitching.
I've put a preemptive warning in the chat.
dumb.
Just warning you.
And neither are any neurons.
Neurons are
That's
firing. They're just-
fantastic. Look, I'm not even high.
Okay.
No, Merle, you're just a retard
Oh,
Congratulations.
goddammit.
who disappeared for a while and now is coming back and saying the same
No.
stupid shit you did when you first
No,
came out of the
No,
server.
I was ejected from this room for calling Jem a goblin.
Okay.
That's what happened. That's what
It doesn't
happened.
matter. It doesn't matter. We don't
And
care.
Captain Bullshit the other day, for some reason, randomly invited me back in. Asked me why I've been invited back in.
Probably
Because you
bullshit.
guys are going. Because you guys are going nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're the savior.
No, I'm not the savior.
Goddammit.
I'm just one
Hallelujah.
person.
One
One
idiot
person.
amongst many. Yes.
There's nothing idiotic about me, Rocket. So I could stand
There's
Plenty
alongside
idiotic
you
about you, Merle.
and work
Right,
on
First time
what
I heard
you're
you come in the
working
server,
on.
and now
I could work on what you're working on and stand alongside you.
No.
And you could show
work
me
on-
everything
couldn't work
you're
on
working on,
1% of what I do,
and we'd be
Merle.
a team. No, look, your intelligence is not superior above me or
Yours,
anyone.
yes, definitely. For most
How do
people, I
you
wouldn't
know
say
that?
you.
How do you know
abso-fucking-lutely.
that? What do you have above me, dude? You don't know
Multiple
who I
degrees
am.
and a career well
You
past
don't have
surpassing what you were
fucking
capable
Jack,
of doing.
dude. Jack, dude. See, this is the problem with humans.
The problem with
They
an idiot
stand-
like you,
they
you come in
stand-
here,
they
you have
stand on
nothing to-
false
nothing to put on the
prophecy.
table except expounding the stupidity, the QE, and all of your other little the people you
So
idolize.
all of flat
repeat
Earth is
those again.
retarded, right?
That's all
Every
they do.
person in the flat Earth is a retard, right?
Nearly.
You're a fucking waste of time, Merle.
All right,
You really
keep
are.
making all the noise.
Yeah, but it's the interesting thing is there's a rational mind talking to you, and you don't know how to
Really,
deal
when,
with
when
it.
is he showing up? Or she?
It's right here, right now.
No,
Better introduce it.
it's not.
Yeah, yeah.
I've heard you talk. I've
Not
heard
on
you
drugs,
talk
not
for
on
months on end. You have
medication.
nothing rational to say.
I'm not on drugs. I'm not on medication. Nothing.
No, I agree. You're an absolute mental moron.
Never been told to me or spoken to me outside of this subject. Funny that.
I sincerely doubt that.
Funny that. Funny that.
doubt that.
Funny that. Fuck
Can't,
face.
I can't be the first person that said this to you,
Why don't you
whether
guys
it's at
get to a
this server
topic?
or in real
Why
life.
don't you guys
Funny
get-
that. Fuck
Guys,
face.
guys,
Assumption
get to a
maker.
topic, Get to
Okay,
a topic.
okay.
Stop getting personal.
Funny.
Stop trying to trigger
Right,
me.
Merle. What have you done to either prove the Earth is flat or disprove that the Earth is a globe?
I've sat in a fucking capsule like you.
Really?
That in a capsule.
Good.
You want to
And sat in a Discord, in a group, in a choir, in an echo chamber, and hope that no one like me would come in here.
No, see, the difference is more like you. I actually work in an industry where it's absolutely necessary to calculate the Earth as a globe because that's what it really is in order to make things work in space the way I do. I've also got my own observations, citing Polaris and reproducing the Eratosthenes experiment with 3 different points to satisfy myself that this is indeed an oblate sphere that we live on. Again, what have you done?
I've heard it from every angle. From globehead to flat earther to Lagrange point to Earth rotation.
You know what a Lagrange point is, except you heard it somewhere and you're trying to put it in there to make yourself.
So you know what a Lagrange point is, but I don't, right?
That is so why he did that.
Yeah.
I know what a Lagrange point is, but you don't, right?
But what does that have to do with the shape of the planet?
Stationary points of the circular restricted 3-body problem or the elliptical 3-body problem. What else?
Where's your model? Build a galaxy in your garage,
model?
fuckwit.
GM1, M2.
Where's your model?
I can take that.
Where's
and
your
get total
model?
mechanics from
Show me
2-body
your
and everything
model.
that's needed from that.
And
Bitch ass.
does he need to be telling you about his model when he has things in reality flying around in space as a result of his actions?
Does he?
Garage
Does he, Jem?
galaxy.
Are you
Well, I
sure
don't
about
think
that?
so. I don't think so.
Are you
I think
sure?
I think if
Are you
you've got
sure
the
about
reality and the model, I would go with the reality. I think that is the best evidence of the reality. Is the
Where have
reality.
you seen a gravitational field, Jem?
I've never not seen one.
We're in one.
I mean, Jem, all you know is an ATM and a fucking 7-Eleven and how to buy weed. Goblin dude
And a
who owns a
7-Eleven.
Discord server that can't handle someone with a rational
I
talking
know most
facts
of those things,
to
although
a
we
bunch
don't
of
have
fuckwits.
7-Eleven in the
You're doing
UK.
fine, bro. You can relax, though.
Oh,
Thank you so much, Captain Bullshit.
we
for
do
inviting
have
him.
Tesco though.
I've been to England. I know what's going on, dude.
We
Okay.
don't know that we don't have 7-Eleven, it seems. But anyway, to respond to a comment you made previously, Merle, which was about a rational mind, and I do not believe that you can conclude that the Earth is flat or conclude that the Earth is not a globe, and then say that that is a result of a rational, or at least rational thinking.
Yeah, but heliocentric's
irrational.
rational, isn't it? Heliocentric's rational, isn't it?
Yes.
Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it that it's not mental illness that you guys suffer from.
Well,
Ooh, I think
it's
that's a mental
coherent,
illness, and I
isn't
think
it?
it's centered in Mer.
Prove it that heliocentrism is not mental illness. Prove it.
We have.
Prove it. Prove
We
it.
have.
Prove it right now. Prove it that
Jesus
there's
Well, I think
prove
the
it
proof-
that there's
I think
not
the proof is this, Merle.
a serious mental illness on the earth,
I
and
think
you
the-
suffer from it
I
and
think
have done for years.
I think the proof is this: the coherency of the model, the fact that we can make measurements and observations in different ways and of different things, and that all of it forms we have a coherent explanation for all of it, and I think that shows that what we have is rational and logical.
How do you explain that? How do you explain that? Because you believe in big numbers.
Well, that isn't what I just said, is it? But this is
It
the problem
kinda
with
is.
any. This is the problem with any flat Earth idea. You haven't got any coherent explanation for any.
So
for
you
all
are
of it,
well
or
aware.
even for any 2 or 3 parts of it.
Jem,
you can-
you've
you
had
can
your
offer an
ass handed
explanation-
to you so many times.
It's not happened.
Okay.
So Jem, you came on Dell's once showing a ball in a pool.
Yes, I did.
Right. Talk to it.
Yeah.
Embarrass yourself. I'll enjoy this.
Well, the reason I showed the ball in the pool was really to get the response that I got, which was total mockery. And yet Dell himself at that time hadn't got anywhere near the number of videos he had on his channel. He has on his channel now. But Dell at that time had demonstrated that the Earth cannot be spherical with a plastic ball and a hosepipe. So that's why I did that. Because I knew that if I showed that ball, I would get the response that I got.
And what response was that?
They mocked me for doing it. Which showed their utter hypocrisy.
Because you tried to show some particles of water on a ball in a swimming pool.
Right.
But he just said that Dell did the same thing, which was his point. What Dell did was ridiculous.
No, but Dell didn't
He did
do
also
that.
demonstrate my point, which is that water behaves according to the forces acting upon it.
Water behaves according to the forces acting upon it.
Yeah,
Right.
just matter, dude.
Everyone just go away and think about
So
that.
someone was able to put
exactly right.
So someone was able to put a plastic ball on the surface of a swimming pool, spin it very fast, and water from the pool was drawn up around the bottom of the ball, showing that water can stick to a ball and that water behaves according to the forces acting upon it.
Doesn't happen.
Water just does whatever it's supposed to do. It does whatever the forces tell it to do.
Right.
Yep. So
Also, have you seen those water guns that you squirt water from? The water doesn't actually fly out because water doesn't act on the forces acting on it. I'm just saying in a roundabout way, water squirt guns work, which also proves the point.
Yeah.
Because there's a force acting on the water.
Okay, I'm gonna push the doors open a bit more right now. So there is a definite resistance to people questioning this globe. Obvious, right? Everyone here knows that. So when you push through that door, what is on the other side? Could it be the unknown?
It's certainly the unknown, but the unknown maybe when it manifests in reality takes the shape of getting angry for no good reason and not having very great success in terms of actual science.
Why is there, if a cow is being held back from where it wants to go, is it going to buck?
Are you a cow?
I don't think so.
Why make that comparison?
Cows are fenced in all the time. They're not bucking all the time.
So it's like there's a gateway, and maybe Jem and Veach and the good friends here are the gatekeepers.
You need psychiatric help.
And inside the well is the globe where everything makes sense to the mainstreamers.
Hey,
there is no conspiracy, that everything is fine in the heliocentric world. There is no conspiracy that you can trust.
Conclusion that the Earth is a globe all the time,
right?
Every time.
And you can trust the government. You can trust the military. That there is no technological suppression of the Earth.
You don't have to trust anybody else. You just measure it. It happens. It's a globe.
Yeah, and there is no detectable curvature anywhere.
No flat surface has a horizon that obstructs distant objects.
No, the basic thing is you stand on the shore and you can't see the surface.
You can.
You see a horizon. No flat surface has a horizon that distant objects.
That's why you have an horizon, because you can't see the full surface of the Earth. That's where your limitation of your eyesight cuts off. Fuckwit.
No, it's
horizon.
It's where the limit of the curve is.
And then when you look up in the sky, you also have a limitation because you can't see 93 million miles. Losers.
Yeah, we see the sun.
Yeah, you just assert that you can't see 93 million miles away, but you don't know why or how that's possible to not see more than some certain distance.
93 million
What
miles.
limit
We
distance
see,
that you
we
can-
see billions of light years. Are you kidding me?
Who's talking to me? I got to see who's talking to me.
What limit see distance you could look at things?
I cannot believe that it always comes down to when you look out at the ocean, but you understand a horizon 360 degrees. It's the cut of a circle on a sphere. You need to understand that before you can keep going with the horizon.
No, you don't understand it.
And there we go.
Yeah, but you don't understand it because it's basic.
No. I just gave you the most basic explanation.
No, but you don't understand it. You don't understand that when you're standing on the shore, right? You can have a telescope too, Davros.
I've got
Right?
a 6-inch telescope.
Go on. So he has a telescope. Go on.
Right?
Okay.
And so depending how tall you are, your eyesight will exert an angle.
What?
Exert?
How do
Yes.
you exert an angle?
Okay, you used a poor word. Carry on, Mel.
No.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Let him go. Let him go.
I mean, think about it. Like, you're standing on the shore, looking out over the ocean, and you expect to see all of the surface of the Earth.
No.
Of course. So, what is the horizon?
I've stood at the...
No.
I've stood at the edge of
What
Australia.
else could the horizon be?
Well, on a flat Earth, it would be the limit of your eyesight.
Okay. So, that is a reasonable explanation.
Not based on what we see, though. Based on what we
Not
see,
at the
that
angles that we see
couldn't
them.
make sense.
So, if you elevate, where's the point where you can see down the curve?
Well, in the case of elevation, you increase your horizon. On a globe, on a flat Earth, you wouldn't do that. You'd actually decrease what the horizon is.
So, with a drone, we should be able to do this. A sailboat, right? We're standing on the shore. The sailboat goes out. We're standing on the shore with a drone. The sailboat goes beyond the horizon. Then the drone goes up and brings the sailboat back in.
Yeah.
Right?
That's been done with the sunsets, Merle. There's videos of that available.
Hold on.
Actually,
On a
flat
Earth,
earthers
that
provide that.
On a flat Earth, that wouldn't work, but on the globe, that would work. So the fact that we can do that, and we can, is one of our pieces of evidence for the globe.
Well, I mean, listen. I know who I'm talking to, and it's fine. Like you're entitled to believe what you believe.
It's not a belief, Merle.
Well, you
Entitled
cannot, and this is the last thing I'm going to say because I've taken enough airtime. You cannot get a drone or a plane and go north to south. Why is that?
And go
You can't do that.
fly north-south?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why can't you do that?
You can't do that.
Talking about?
New York. Why not?
Why can't you? Why is there no photos of underneath the Earth?
You mean of Antarctica?
It's not flat.
Dick Smith in the 80s flew a helicopter from north to south. In a helicopter.
Did it?
He did.
I flew from North Carolina to New York.
No, he means circumnavigate the globe north to south. Is that what you mean? You don't mean just
they're
fly
not-
north to south.
That's been done too.
Shirley, you're tired, mate. You sound knackered. You're delirious.
Me?
The 1972 Blue Marble shows a great big chunk of Antarctica.
I'm not delirious. This is like schools. This is just easy.
No, when you're talking, you know, when I get that blank spot in my head and my brain won't respond to that blank spot, I generally leave it blank. I don't feel it with anything because there's nothing that belongs there. So whatever you're thinking of, yeah, just leave it blank, Mel. Get me?
There you
Well,
go, Merle. Circumnavigation. It's called one more orbit. It was done.
At the same time, I know what I'm dealing with here. And outside of this room, people think about this. And they've debunked you cunts.
They haven't.
Yeah, they have.
Right.
You're a joke. You guys are a joke outside of this room. A joke. A joke. Yeah, and you've had your ass handed to you numerous times.
Acetylcholine and dopamine are flooding your brain with different chemicals now to give yourself a nice chemical reaction of emotion.
Alright.
So
Not
stop
really.
flooding your brain with daft chemicals and get your head sorted out.
That flat
Not
earthers.
really. Not really. Stop gaslighting me.
Here's one.
I came to your I came to your defense before, Tao, when Rizla was making you seem like an absolute.
You can come to my defense anytime, but there's no divided loyalties between friends.
Yeah, well, right now you haven't got a picture of underneath the earth, and you got one.
You mean Antarctica?
If you're being a twat, you are a twat. You get called one, yeah? Simple as.
Doesn't matter. You can't do north to south.
They have done that.
They can have and have done that, exactly that. About 3 times, I think it was.
It's nothing to do with Mum's basement. You don't have what you
Why are you
require.
focusing on all the wrong stuff instead of the actual arguments being made? People are telling you that it's been done.
I have 3 grams worth of a telescope.
How?
to shit, yeah? So I don't need to prove anything.
Okay, Tal. Okay, thank you. So focus on the real arguments, Merle, the actual substantive ones, and ignore the people that are just trying to rally you up.
Done 3 times.
No, but it's fine. Like, I know you don't have what I require.
Right.
People are
Because
telling you they do.
I've been looking for it. You know, I want to believe in the globe too, but I do no longer.
They're giving you the evidence right now. You're ignoring it.
But no, but listen, this isn't the point of this room.
But Merle, they're giving you the evidence right now, and you're ignoring it.
No, you're not giving me anything.
Yes,
That's
they
the
are. I'm
problem.
looking at it. I'm
It's
looking at it
in
right
the
now.
chat.
It's in
You
what?
Said you said there's no north to south flights, and people are showing you evidence of such a thing.
There is
You're
no
ignoring
north
it.
to south. There is no
They're
north to
giving you
south
evidence
flights.
right now that it exists, and you're just pretending that they're not doing that. This is why people get frustrated. This is because you'll make a claim, they'll provide you actual evidence, real evidence, rational, smart people, adult evidence, and then you'll ignore it and then just try to fight with Tao or ignore it and pick
No,
out
no,
right
no.
now some
It doesn't
comment
exist.
in someone's basement.
It doesn't exist.
And instead of addressing the actual evidence, you'll just start fighting with people or start saying random
But
stuff.
listen. Flat Earth existed for a reason. It doesn't exist.
Because people are
Flat Earth-
stupid.
No, it's not. It's
It doesn't
not.
exist in
It's not.
reality.
It's
It
not
exists in
denial.
people's minds.
It's not denial.
It only exists
Okay,
in your
but what about
mind.
the evidence being presented?
No, it's not in my mind. It's not in my mind.
Merle,
It's not.
Merle,
I don't think the Earth's flat anyway.
Merle, have you
What
looked?
the fuck
Merle,
bullshit?
I don't think
Merle,
the
have
Earth's.
you looked at the evidence? Have you looked
Yes.
at the evidence
Yes.
of the circumpolar navigation? Have you looked at the evidence?
Yes.
OneMoreOrbit.com. You
Yes.
can
Why do you
start from there.
disbelieve it?
Yeah. So, yeah. What's the reason to say nah?
No, it's not. Nuh-uh. I've gone further than you have.
Well, why?
You haven't articulated. What's the Earth fixed to? What's the Earth fixed to? Talk to that.
Don't
What do you
respond
mean
to the
fixed to?
evidence, though, Merle. Respond to the evidence, which is
Yeah.
the one more orbit flight that's been offered up as evidence that there are north to south flights. What is your response to that piece of evidence?
It's impossible.
Why?
Why?
There it is,
Why?
though.
How do you
Because
fly?
assume, because
How do you
assume that-
fly? How do you fly under an environment that has a fixed location?
What do you mean with that? There is no under.
So how would you fly under the ground?
What do you mean under the ground? No one is going underground.
Exactly.
Subways go underground.
You know in our model.
Exactly.
Our model works. You can go.
You just said it.
know how-
Exactly.
But you know what
In
down
our
is.
model, there's a sphere.
No, this
There's
is
a
a
sphere
right
that's free
hand
floating in
argument.
space, and there's a sphere that's free floating in space when gravity pulls everything towards its center. So you can circle it all the way from the top to what you would call the bottom, back up to the top,
All
nothing in the
flight.
way.
All flight leaves Earth goes above
So Merle,
an altitude, reaches altitude, and comes back down to Earth. That is
you can do
that
that.
is
You can
flight.
do that by going down and below what you would call down and below the bottom of the sphere. If you're looking at it from the side, you can do that all the way around north to south because of the way that our model works.
So
Floating sphere.
So you're at the North Pole,
Mm-hmm.
and you take off.
Yep.
You reach altitude.
Uh-huh.
You fly all the way round
Yep.
the Earth.
Correct. Yep. Right.
Under Antarctica.
Well, above it, but yeah.
And then no, not above it. It would have to be under Antarctica, and then Antarctica would be above you, right?
No. Because above and under are words that are relative to where you are and where the center of the Earth is. So when you're above Antarctica, or if you're looking from the side the way you're imagining it, you're below it, you're really above it because the above is.
If you're above Antarctica, you're below it.
Yes, in the case that you're talking about, yes, the way you're using the words, correct. Because really, above just means the relative spacing between you and the center of the Earth.
No.
Yeah, if something's between you and the center of the Earth, you're above it.
No.
No,
I flew above. No, it's not. I flew above the Andes.
Yeah.
I was above the Andes, not below.
Right, because the Andes are between you and the center of the Earth. That's how you define above. If something's between you and the center, you're above it. The ground is between you and the center of the Earth. You're above the ground.
This isn't. This is like.
I get it.
This is real. This is real, and this is.
No, it's childish nonsense, man.
No, it's not childish
something that we
nonsense.
should take seriously.
Jem, outside of this room, you're a joke.
Hang on. Once again, it's another flat earther pretending that because the Earth is usually presented with the South Pole at the bottom, that is the bottom.
Usually presented. Talk to that a little bit, Jem.
It's ridiculous.
Talk to the Earth usually being presented at the bottom, Jem.
Well,
what's usually mean, Jim?
What is
what's usually mean, Jim?
conversation?
Jim, what's usually mean, Jim? Jim, what's usually mean, Jim? Jim, what's usually mean, Jim? What's usually mean, Jim?
Just mute that fucking hell.
Desperate to not actually have an adult conversation.
You're a fuckwit, Jim.
Anything you can do to avoid an adult conversation. That's what's going on here.
You're an absolute fucking weed smoking little fucking moron, Jem. Outside this room, that's real news, Jem.
Final warning, Merle. Final warning.
Yeah, no worries, Jem. You can't handle fucking shit, Jem.
There we go.
When you appeared back in here, I thought, I won't bother. I won't bother just getting rid of him straight away because within a day or two, he'll have fucked up so badly, I'll have had to get rid of him. And we're just about at that point now, aren't we?
Bro, what happened? We were talking. I gave you a definition above, and then you just sort of ignored it and then picked a fight. Why don't you
Merlin, you're doing good, bro. Just don't insult Jem. Don't give him an excuse.
Fuck
You're
off.
killing these guys,
Hey, having
bro.
a real conversation.
You're killing them.
What's your definition of killing
the model
it?
is not addressing the
He
model.
was killing me. I'm sure of it. So why don't you keep killing me?
I think
Bessy's
definition
of killing it is making childlike noises and going on a rampage.
No, Merle
no
is
need,
beautiful. I like this dude. He gives it to you guys nice and easy, and you can't handle it. Keep it up, Merle.
I would give an example of the weird kind of noise that he just did, but I don't want to really ridicule myself by doing that.
Laurie, you are irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason that we present the North on top is because we kind of decided that the North was going to be on top, and we made all the first globes.
Yeah, and
most of the first maps.
We have first dibs on it, yeah.
So that's it's just a convention. It's not something that's fixed.
I did post the MacArthur's Universal Corrective Map, which has, Australia on the top where it should be.
Yeah. Does make the world look so cool, though.
How the fuck is upside down?
Hey, we're not upside down. You guys are.
I want to move to Westeros.
Hey.
You'll need a dragon for that.
I'm dragging you anyway, mate.
Right on the back of
if you're a
a
flat earther,
any
if you're a flat earther,
Hey,
if you
did
are
you
a
guys in
flat earther
Britain
and you
clap
say
for
that
the
there's
NHS?
in the globe,
Yeah.
oh,
Are you clapping?
fucking hell.
Why do you want to
Jem,
fucking
did
know
you
when
clap
there's
for the
beds in heaven?
NHS?
Any flat earther.
I don't do that now because I think that's a very un-British thing to do, and I don't really like it.
You're not British.
Good on you, bro. I found out about that today. What a sham.
What's that?
You have to clap for the
Clapping
NHS.
for the NHS.
Oh, clapping for the NHS. Yeah, I did that during the first lockdown, so I thought it was quite
Oh,
nice.
I hope that's not coming back, is it?
It was quite nice because, you know, you actually got to
No,
talk to
it was
loads of people.
retarded. It was silly.
I'm
think
sure
it
I
was
can finish a
stupid.
sentence at some point, Chris, but carry on, mate.
Sorry, man.
That's all right. I'm trying to do it in a nicer way rather than which is slightly more contentious. No, for me, it was nice because I got to know loads of people on my street that I hadn't really talked to before. That was the bit I liked about it.
But that's the thing, though, right? I mean, like, it brings people out, and like in the midst of a pandemic, I don't think it's the brightest idea in the world to do that.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's
We're British. We're supposed to be reserved about these sort of things. Not
not go out
We're
and
not
clap.
big on these big public displays of stuff.
Appreciation.
Better than having a 1 watt light bulb, I guess.
But then
Be a bit
you
brighter.
got to forget, I live around the corner from the town that used to turn out en masse to support the repatriations.
Right. Well, that probably does make a difference. There were plenty of people did it, weren't there? Because it was all over the TV. But I don't think anyone here did it. I didn't really notice. It was kind of a thing.
Oh,
I
I
went, shit. I meant to have a look outside and see if anyone did that, and I never. You know what I mean? It was something I remembered at 9:30 that it had happened at 8 o'clock, kind of thing.
I didn't have to look out. I heard the pots and pans going. It was fucking
Did you?
annoying as fuck. Yeah. Every Thursday. Oh, Christ, here we go again.
Yeah, I mean, the repatriations through sort of Lynham and Bassett were huge up here. And I think actually my favourite thing was the BBC and Channel 4 and ITV and Sky and all those news people were running around trying to get support for the war. And it was almost like this official line was going on saying, you know, we're here to support our soldiers. You know, we're not here to say that we support the war. These are people who've given life in the service of our country at the orders of our politicians. And it was just cool.
So what's the scoop now in Britain? Are they going to jab you guys whether you like it or not?
No.
You don't do that here.
No.
You get the choice. And if you say bugger off, they say, okay, bye-bye. And hang the phone up.
what makes you think that they would do?
I'm going to go and get mine as soon as it's available. It's going to be available by May, they say.
Yeah, I'm April.
See, what makes you think that they're going to force you to do it?
Well, I hear stories from Australia where apparently they can come in, bust you, take you out of your house and jab you.
Fuck off.
We live there, and no, that doesn't happen.
You're full of
Okay, I
shit.
stand corrected.
Yeah,
I heard
bullshit.
a story.
Yeah, see, no, that doesn't happen.
You heard the story. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay, I stand corrected.
It's a bit like that other story you heard that the world is flat. It has about the same level of validity.
You see,
okay. When they start coming and taking you, then we'll see what's going on.
Well, as part of the new law that they introduced for coronavirus, they can come and take you and stick you in it's where you're isolated. If they believe that, if there's some reason to believe that you are infectious and you aren't being responsible with that. But that requires a magistrate to sign that off, first of all. Then all you're going to get is detained for a couple of weeks, I guess, until you can be said to be not infectious. And even then, they can't actually give you any kind of medical treatment. They can't force an injection on you or any medical treatment at all. All they can do is separate you from everyone else, basically.
Have you ever heard of body autonomy, SA? And this is an actual international law.
I heard a story. I can't remember where it was. If it's not true,
I'm
I
asking
stand
if you've
corrected.
heard of body
It's
autonomy.
as simple as that. You don't have to get excited.
Well, this is an international law, and with the international law of body autonomy, you can't even be forced to take the COVID test if they ask you to. You can refuse it. You can't have anything done to your body that you dispute
Don't want.
or don't want.
Really? Oh, really?
So
Have
that's
you
why
heard of
Jehovah's
the,
Witnesses
Chinese
can say,
hotels?
I don't want a blood transfusion. Even if they desperately need one to live, they can refuse it.
Chill, Davros. Have you heard about the Chinese hotels we have here in Canada?
Live in Canada, so why do we care about what happens to you right now?
Have you got Chinese hotels in
Because
Canada?
it could be, I'll explain to you. The Chinese conglomerate bought a chain of hotels here in Canada. And now some of these hotels are turned into COVID hotels, meaning if you come, let's say, from Britain and you don't have a test,
Right.
they can forcibly put you there for 2 weeks and you have to pay for it. Check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have that here as well.
We've had that since
You know how much
March
it
of last
costs? You
year.
know how much it costs here, right? If you're coming from a red list country, £1,750 you have to pay for the what do they call it? The isolation thing. So that
Same here, Jem. $2,000.
So they can stick you in a hotel for how long is it? Is it 7 days?
14 days.
I don't think it is. I don't think
Here it's 3 days mandatory.
For us,
I think it might be.
it's
I think it might be
2 weeks.
7 days, but and you have to have a couple of tests while you're in there.
Jem, here it's 2
You
weeks.
have to have
You
a
have
couple of tests. That's
Hang
forcibly,
on,
Jem.
SE, hold
have
your
to.
horses.
Hold on, Davros.
Oh, sorry, I was talking first.
I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to. But I think if you don't, you're just going to be there longer, because they have to guarantee somehow that you're not infected, right? So if you won't have a test to show that, they have to keep you there long enough for you to have had it and recovered from it.
Yeah, here it's 2 weeks. You get taken to the hotel. You get put up. Within the first 3 days, you have to have a test. On day 11, you have to have a secondary test, and then you have to wait the other 3 days for that result.
And
that's
we
why it's
also
14 days.
We also had a new
And if you don't have the
pop up here
1,700
recently
pounds,
with
what happens to you?
in a hotel that
You're not coming
the
in.
nebulizer.
They would not admit you.
They don't let you in the country, Jem? They
That's
send
right.
you
Yeah,
away?
because you have to have booked all this in advance before you're even allowed to travel. But it's
Okay,
interesting
okay.
when you look at the red list countries, because it's basically Africa. It's basically every country in Africa that are the red list countries. It's nowhere in Europe or America or Canada or like proper countries.
What's the reason for it being Africa? I mean, what is the key to being a red list country?
I don't know. I guess
Being very infectious.
Well,
I think